Happy Monday, Fernando.
Happy Monday?
No, it's just Monday, but I mean, I figured at 4 o'clock it's got to be better than it was this morning.
It's Monday.
Today we are working on an F-150, and you guys are going to like this because what are we filming, Fernando?
It's a 911, guys. That's a 911.
I know, and a new F-150, how's that even possible?
Exactly.
But check these out. How sexy are those? Ooh. I know these look really familiar, like we've almost seen them before, but these are black on black because we're doing focals instead of the other ones we did. What do we got going on today? As we said, we're filming a 911 in this, so we don't want to go too deep as far as all the ins and outs because that'll spoil the video. Suffice it to say, you saw this, that, yeah. Anyway, where are the A-pillars? Oh, Jesus, they're over here. So these are getting the new Focal Evos. And look at these, man. Look at these beautiful mounts. That's triple stacked acrylic in there, looking all sexy. We'll show you how we made those in the video. But two important things are going on right now. Two important things. One, there was no video today because there won't be any other videos this week. I know what you're going, oh my God, wait, what? There'll be 2 videos this week. There'll be the recap of tonight's show on Facebook, and then there'll be the Instagram Live, the most hated show in car audio. That'll be up on Thursday. But the install diaries, reviews, and all that fun stuff, there aren't going to be any this week. And there's a good reason for it. We're working on a project that will hopefully make everyone's life better.
Hopefully.
I mean, that's kind of the idea. And we don't want to talk much about the product or the project. Did I say product? I meant project. We're not going to talk about the project because we're going to reveal it all to you probably on next Monday's show. But it's going to take some time, and I need the tonight time to get it done. So there'll be this. Just give us a week. Let us get this thing rocking and rolling so we can get the pipeline. And you guys are really, I think, going to like what we got coming. It's going to be super cool. Maybe. I don't know. It's a weird world we live in. The second thing is tonight is 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on the YouTubes. Will be... Did I say YouTubes? I meant on the Facebooks. Jeez, oh man. Right. On the Facebooks will be the Q&A show. So that'll be live tonight. Yep. We're going to be live tonight. Live feed. No, you guys can guess all you want. I'm not, it's actually probably... Some of you will get it, but I'm not going to tell you one thing or not. Nighttime is the right time. Nighttime is the right time, my friend. Yeah, it's Jeff. Yeah. Nighttime is the right time. Anyways, so tonight, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Bobby, what's going on? Don't worry, I recognize you. We'll be doing the show on Facebook like we always do every Monday night. Just trying to get a guest, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. So, bummer there. Maybe. There's still a chance. There's still got, like 2.5 hours. Roadkill the entire outer skin of my car door yesterday. Oh my God, what a difference. And there you go. Right. There you go. See, we always say.
What a difference.
What a difference roadkill will make. But yeah, so that's what's going on here today. Working on F-150. We're filming it, so we're not going to talk a lot about it because that'll just kill the whole, excitement behind it. Correct. But yeah, I know it's a sad day. There's going to be very few videos this week. But trust me, in the end, it'll all be a good thing. Because we just got to get this other thing up and running. You guys have been asking for it, and this is the best option we've come up with. So hopefully this will work and make everyone happy and make everyone's life just a little bit easier. You got anything else?
No. I mean,
that's
we cannot talk about this because...
Yeah, we're filming it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, in that case, that's it for now. We're going to get back to work because we're going to be answering tons of questions tonight. So make sure you tune in 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on the Facebooks. Car Stereo Talk with me, Dean, him, Fernando. We'll answer all your questions. We'll have a good time. And that'll be that. All right, guys. Back to work. Bye. Wow. I feel like we should be talking. All right, guys. We had 2 announcements this week. This one came early because we had a moment to catch up, and I got this done last night. 12-volt Clean Wire Club. That's right. It's a Facebook group. It's for all you guys like us that might not do a ton of fabrication, but you do clean wiring. you got that giant SPL system with those 200 runs of 0 gauge, all zip tied up and looking sexy, or you just have one little amp underneath your seat.
Or maybe you do both.
Or
but before you put the
5,000
panel,
zip ties on it.
Just put.
Oh yeah, you're one of those guys that wants it to look good behind the panel, even though no one will ever see it.
Right.
If that's you, you need to join the club. Membership is free, but you can join the 12-volt clean wire club.
It's It's $129 a month. No, just kidding.
Just
guys.
5 cents a day can feed a small animal in your neighborhood.
Now look at me.
You could feed a small Fernando. But yeah, so if you're a Facebooker, head over to Facebook and join the Clean Wire Club.
That's right.
Post your pictures, put them up. Don't worry about Instagram. What fun is that? Put them over there in the Clean Wire Club.
Yeah, no boxes,
no fab work. Unless the fab work has to do with clean wires. Like if you fab some really cool wire rack, then post that. What do you think of Hyphonics amps? I mean, they're not in my top 10 amplifiers, but I like the fact that it's a powerful amp that's affordable. I mean, we sell them somewhere.
Like you say before, if that's what you
can get it
in the 12 volt, the car audio, yeah.
I mean, definitely. Love those. Love the channel, guys. Well, thank you. And so today I had some work I had to do. Aaron over at Havoc Motorcycles, formerly of AMP, he showed up like a month ago with these little motorcycle lights. And he's been bugging me to make some little trims to go around them. Some little trims to go around them. So this is black acrylic. He just needed a 1/8 inch spacer to go around these lights for whatever reason, I don't know. But so we laser cut those out today, one for each side. And that was a lot of fun. So, and as you see, there's no car here because right now we're between cars, which is always a nice time to do that. Cool bass knob on that F-150. Was it really?
You're welcome.
That was all Fernando going. Hey, audio systems in the house. Love the latest car, guys.
Oh man.
Are you going to send invites out to the group so we can feel special? I have a better idea. Just go to 12-volt Clean Wire Club and join.
Hang on.
No, I mean,
yeah,
did you accept the administrator this time, Fernando?
I accepted. I
mean, he had one job. I was like, hey, you're going to be the administrator, right? Yeah, sure. And then he declines it. Putz.
I know, man.
So,
I know.
I don't know. Maybe not. That seems like a lot of work. I got to be honest with you. It was just amazing trying to get that logo done because every time I do the logo, Fernando would be like, oh, look really cool here if this was orange. Oh, look really cool here if this had an RCA. Ooh, do you think we could change the font? I mean, he's worse than a woman when it comes to these things. Holy cow. What's a simple to use active crossover to use on a 2 or 3-way? Oh man, I don't know. Anymore it's just so hard to find a basic. I honestly don't know. I mean, Audio Control has one, but it's a chip crossover, so it's not really that easy to use. Dean, long question: should I use the 3-way active mode on my Kenwood for the... No, I wouldn't bother with that. I would just run it normal. Because remember, 3-way active is all right, let me rephrase that. If you're just going to have those speakers and a subwoofer, yes, totally do it. It'll sound great. If you're going to do anything with rear fill, totally don't do it. Won't work.
Don't do it.
Is there a company who makes speaker adapters for Fosgate T6.5s in the front door of a Dodge Ram? No, that's my voice. I've heard it before. No, not off the top of my head. It's a 6x9 in there, so you'd be making that one, dude. And that's a tight fit, man. Holy cow, that's gonna be a tight fit. What did you think of the Blam speakers compared to the Voce? I don't know. I don't know if I could really compare them because it's not like I hopped out of one and hopped into the other. I will say what I liked about Blam, and this is something we were talking about the other day with Marty when he was on the show. I love what they did because most manufacturers do good, better, best. And Blam didn't do that. Blam did one type of sound signature, another type of sound signature, and another type of sound signature. So you have 3 different speakers that sound totally different, that are all awesome. Yeah, I like that. I think that was cool because we all like great sound, but like, you know, like if you're a Focal fan, but you don't really like that Focal tweeter, then you're stuck. You're not going to get those. Or if you're, you know, like compare it to like a pair of shoes. If you buy like, oh, I love this brand of shoes, you put them on your feet and they hurt. All the shoes are the same. All they do is just change the leather. No, these are all different types of shoes. So they're made for all different types of feet. I think it's pretty cool. How do you measure how much to trim off fast strings? Trial and error. So you like what, push it onto the door and see, and then just kind of keep looking. We have a really bright light that we shine through the grill, and we just keep looking to make sure that it doesn't.
When you take the door panel out, you can see the factory foam, how thick is that, right? And then you can see a lot of the times I take the switches from the door, so you can actually go and you can see through those switches. You can see if you have enough space in between the door panel and the speaker foam. Then you decide how much you can cut. Normally it's like a 1/2 inch, quarter, not a lot. Yeah. And hang on. And the Mustang,
I was thinking of something
you
else.
have to cut probably like 1 inch of the fast ring, because it's like literally so tight. Other than that, just check.
So in the Mercedes, was that Helix speakers or Blam speakers? I want to say it was Helix speakers. So
no,
I don't know if I actually heard the Blam.
That was the Blam speakers.
Was it the Blam speakers in there?
He say he
I don't honestly remember. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. But there again, whether I heard them or not,
Mel?
I like the idea behind it. I don't, I'm not telling you to go out and buy them. Ever done a one-handed zip tie? Of course. Up in the dash? Yeah, the whole little thing? Yeah, it's a pain. I'm not as proficient at it as I once was. Blah.
In the 2019 Ram, you actually get away with the whole thing. Like I say, you might have to cut 1/2 inch or quarter of the fast ring.
Well, it depends if you go all the way to the door panel with the foam, or if
you have the bracket and you go on top of the bracket, like I said, 1/2 inch. If you go all the way in the back of the panel, you're good.
Yeah, you might not have to cut it in here. My data sucks. I keep losing connection. Sorry, Victor. It's the joy of living in Miami. What's up this Monday? Anything special?
Yes. Right here. Come on.
Wow, Mel. I'm like, wait a minute. Why does anybody know about that other than Mel? Mel will be here. Actually, what's going to happen is on Monday, we're going to have the Amp Global Phantom team in the house. If you guys remember, or if you were hanging out with us last year, we had them all come in. This Monday coming up, we're going to have them all come in, and we're going to do a little show and tell. So each one of them is going to bring in a new product from Amp Global. So something maybe from Stinger, Pack, Idata. Not Idata. Why did I say Idata? Yeah. That was a slip. Well, they are the national sales or national distributor for Idata. But Echo Master is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
There's one out of frame, so it caught my eye. Anyways, they're going to bring in a product, and each one of them is going to talk about it and educate us on what it is that they just came out with. And as remember, this is Amp Global month because they're our sponsor for our trip to Indy. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're having them in. It just kind of worked out, so we get to talk about Amp Global products.
That's right.
And they're supporting the show, and at the end of the day, we got to support the products that support the show. I mean, kind of makes things nice. What do you got there?
Somebody asked about this amplifier.
What did they ask about it?
What do you think about this?
I think it's awesome. Cool. One thing about these...
1 ohm stable.
Yeah, one thing about these that kind of threw me off is I didn't think I was going to like this, and I love that. Oh my gosh. It's got a giant battery in it. It Bluetooths to the amplifier. You can mount it anywhere you want.
Yeah, okay. And it's rated 936.
Now, a lot of people ask, where does that rating come from? So Kicker does rate their amplifiers all at 14.4, but what they use is... The AP. So the audio precision is what they use to get this measurement. It's not an amp dyno. It's an audio precision. It's a much bigger
It's
piece
different
of
stuff.
equipment. When Rockford Eric was here, we were talking about how they use the audio precision to get their peak power performance out of their amplifier to rate their sheets. The AP does a better job at doing this. They also Rockford uses the Power Cube to help develop their amplifiers. Everyone has the software that they use. But this is where they get that number from. If you want to know more about an AP, if you watch our trip to Kicker, where we went and showed you the inside of Quick Kicker and all that, and I was talking with the engineer, and we were showing like real-time action on an amplifier, meaning it was recording and plotting a graph of what was happening. That is an AP. You can do a heck of a lot more with an AP than you can with an amp dyno. An amp dyno will only give you a boop. Okay, here's what it did. You can literally look at the power output for a day with an AP. As long as you got power to turn that thing on and run it, you can see what's going on. You can plot the whole thing. It is what the engineers use to get that, as opposed to just like fun stuff like us. Right. That's what we would use. We can afford a amp dyno. We definitely can't afford an AP.
No, we have. Okay, somebody asked about if you know our normal people are men's for car stereo upgrades and all that stuff. No, we have
men's. You mean
men's,
just men
like
come in?
Exactly.
Majority of the people that come in are guys.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, we have women's. They come for radios.
Well, yeah.
Backup cameras.
Well, backup cameras.
And speakers.
I mean, well, the full SCAR system we did last month or the month before last, that was a lady.
Yeah.
And that was tough because she had like 3 kids. And was trying to get the schedule together so she could leave the car for 2 days. Yeah. So.
We do anything.
Please in Spanish. I don't understand. Anyways, brings us to an interesting point. We got a letter here.
We have a letter.
We got a letter.
Oh.
So we got a letter from Bobby D's Nuts.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Drop it.
All right, we'll just set it down. Don't worry about it. That ain't going nowhere. Don't want to show the address.
That's what I dropped.
Yeah. Then we got a package, and I think the package has to do with the letter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
You cut it, and then you just tore it open.
I'm sorry.
That made no sense. You brighten our day.
Oh, thank you.
Flowers. Stereo Dudes.
Ooh,
thank you for the sunshine. We wanted to thank you again. Really enjoyed meeting cool people. Thanks, Bobby and family.
So Stereo Dudes is because his wife always. Bobby always watch our show, right? And his wife is like, "Who are they?" That's the Stereo Dudes.
Yeah.
So.
And we got to hang out with his wife and daughter when we were in Cali. Let's see what's in the bag. Be careful. Yeah, just rip it open this time. And don't even grab the knife. Now you're gonna grab a knife.
I'm gonna grab it.
Oh, just to get it started. Poke it. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I'm thinking there's one for you, me, and Haley. In-N-Out burgers. Yep, that's a medium. And that should be a medium too.
That's a medium.
Perfect. Thank you, Bobby, so much. How do I get a signal for my amp from my factory radio? All right, how do I get a signal from my amp from the factory radio, no amp? Well, depends what you're doing with it. So, for example, if you're, here's the shirt. Look at that, In-N-Out burger. Hopefully, we'll get to go to one of those in Texas. You know, we tried to do it when we were in California. At least that says California. So.
What's up, people?
Anyways, if you're trying to do it for just a subwoofer, what you want to do is tap one of the speakers. You really only need one. Yes, I know, I said it. You only really need one. That has the frequency response that you're looking to amplify. So, in the case of most new cars, the front 2 speakers are the ones that play the most full range amount of sound. Yes. What? You only have Whataburger? I thought you had In-N-Out.
Thank you, Bobby.
I thought you had In-N-Out in Texas, Johnny. Is it just Whataburger? I mean, he's never had one, but we'll talk more, Johnny, when we get there. So anyways.
R, what's up, man? Arturo.
Oh, okay. What's up, buddy? Anyways,
what's
I know.
up?
Well, I'm trying to finish my thought here on this whole high level thing.
I know. Okay,
Go
ahead.
You wanna play some sound that is a full range sound so that you can make sure that your speaker puts out the sound you're trying to amplify. So, for example, like in a Chrysler and the rear deck, even though it sounds like it's a bass driver, it's not. It's a mid bass driver. The door speaker is actually the bass driver and plays a lower frequency. So if you accidentally just tap the rear speakers and not a rear speaker, not a front speaker, your subs suck. So there again, tap the speaker that you're trying to amplify and make sound better.
That's awesome. Still Killer says, how do I explain my girlfriend that the 1K that I have to spend for the front stage is just a portion of what I need to spend? That's hard. That's hard.
I don't ever...
Well, don't tell how much is it?
I don't ever talk that stuff with Sue. Like, if she knew how much money I spent on lenses and stuff, like, one of the lenses I bought was $7,500. And
she's going to find out right now.
She knows after I bought it when the bill came, but I didn't tell her before then. So that was kind of a shocker to her. And I was like, what? What? Yeah. Here's the money, pay for it, leave me alone. So I always look at it that way. Like, if you have the money stashed away to pay the bill when it comes, it just makes things easier, and then because that way they're not like, well, we could have used that money to buy my front stage. That's why I saved it.
Yeah. All right, I have another one. Best speaker adapters for 2017 Accord Coupe. Depends of what speaker you put it in.
Yeah, no doubt.
The problem of the Accord, it has that shape, like an angle, like a V.
What year is it?
It's a 2017.
Ooh, yeah.
So if you put in a deep with a big basket
you're cutting.
speaker, you have to cut it. If you're not, if it is a shallow one,
is it the same door as the one we did for the Knowledge Fest video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a video showing how we made one of those.
That out.
Just do a search for Honda Accord install. It's like a 6-part series we did where we went through everything.
What other 10 sub can I upgrade to replace my single ported kicker box for a single cab Sierra?
Sorry, I was reading, so if you have an answer for that, go right ahead, because I wasn't...
Alright, so kicker make the C and then the R, the red line.
Yeah.
I would recommend you, if that's a shallow speaker, go with the red line, the kicker comp RT. And that's the best.
Or if you want to be really cool, you could get the L7T.
Boom.
And if you need a box for an L7T, hit up the guys over there at Frostbite Boxes, because they make custom boxes for your vehicles that will house the L7T. So like truck boxes with square holes, they got those, and they're pretty.
The DSR1 does what it does for the price point. That's it. It's a good price point. It's gonna do... Yeah, it's good. I had it in my car and I enjoy it. That was pretty good.
All right, what's Victor going on about here?
Okay, so hang on. Manny Aguilar. What's better, fast ring or sound treatment? Everything comes together.
Both.
It's the same. Sound treatment, fast ring.
You just bought a Frostbite box.
Together.
There you go.
Yeah,
you need both. No, the secret is not out of the bag. We had 2 things that we're doing this week, and one of them, of course, for those of you just tuning in, is to head over to Facebook and join the 12-volt Clean Wire Club. The Clean Wire Club is for all you guys like us that just make really cool panels, or just have really awesome clean wire, batteries, all the things that we promote. You have that stuff just all zip tied up, looking sexy. Post those pictures up there. No fab. It's not a fab page.
Thank you, Bobby.
Bobby's the best.
Right here,
yeah,
we have the package. And thank you to the family.
Yeah. So head over there to the 12-volt Clean Wire Club on Facebook. Become a member. Join the party. But no, that is not the only thing we got going on this week, Victor. We have more stuff, but you're not going to find out about that until Saturday. Right. It just so happens they were supposed to both be on Saturday, but because we had a lull here today and I was able to get some other stuff done, boom. There you go. Hashtag test tape. Hashtag accept me.
Where should I ground my amplifier on a 2019 F-150?
At the battery.
All the way.
It's an aluminum car. Now, even though there's been much debate on how conductive aluminum is, And it's okay. Like, we're not talking about CCA wire. We're talking about like full body panels, like the whole undercarriage of a car being built out of aluminum. Fine, I get it. There's enough like surface area there for that to happen. However, it's not that is the problem. It's how the car is put together.
Right.
The way they put the car together is with glue and other weird things that... Yeah, treat it like a boat.
Johnny.
So what you have to do is run your power wire to the front. Now, there are like grounds in the car, and you'll notice there's little tiny wires going to them, and it's because the Ford designed the car to handle what resistance it was going to get from that ground point. So think of it as more like a fused tap-in. So even though, like, if you pull the back panel off of that F-150, you'll see that there's a nice big ground bolt behind there, and it's got like a real skinny 18-gauge ground wire going to it. So like, happy days! No. That's like not a good ground point for something that has 160, 30 amps of current draw. It's okay for something that has like, I don't know, half amp of current draw, that, whatever. So don't do that.
All right, and the same question they actually SAG asked. Where can I get a signal from my factory radio? It's a 2019 F-150. You have the Sony system.
Does he have the Sony system?
No, I'm asking.
There's three systems in the F-150 that are really relevant to what we're doing. One is the base model. If it's in a 2-liter engine car, then you just buy the Access T-harness. Go to Access or MetroOnline.com, get the T-harness. It's the easiest way to do it. Or you could just grab one of the speakers in the B pillar, which is the one between the two doors. Grab that speaker wire there. That one will work fine if you're just adding a subwoofer. Now, if you have the 3-liter or bigger, that's going to have fake engine noise. That you have to have programmed off, or you're just going to hear your subwoofers just rail up every time you accelerate. There's 2 ways you can do that. You can take it back to the dealership. Most dealerships charge about $150 to turn it off. Or if you're into programming this stuff yourself, you can download 4Scan and get a 4Scan programmer from Amazon for like $26 and do it yourself. There's plenty of YouTube videos walking you through the process. It takes all of 5 minutes to do, but you have to shut that off. If you got if you have the 8-cylinder, you're fine. Now, if you have the Sony system, the easiest way to integrate into that is to buy the Pack Audio Amp Pro.
Yep.
That'll give you 6 RC outputs, one of them being a subwoofer, and it'll retain all the other factory sound. If you have the Bang & Olufsen system, there again, you're going to have ANC on pretty much every single one of those, as well as the Sony system. But on the Sony system, you can bypass the ANC. But if there's again plenty of YouTube videos on how to do that.
Actually,
Fro.
No,
what? I'm just answering every possible way.
I know. Okay, so how many volts can a JLRD? What's the RD? The amplifier?
Yeah.
Handle from preamps?
I don't know. It should be on the box.
Yeah.
It should be on the high level. Most amplifiers that have factory high level input will take at least 10 volts. Anyway, so if you have the Bang & Olufsen system, that's a full, complete replacement. That's nav TV A to B piece. So you'd end up just tapping the subwoofer. There again, you're gonna have fun noise. Not really. I love fake engine noise. Not really. Nobody likes fake engine noise.
No, believe me, your subwoofer doesn't like the fake engine.
Fix 86 plus Tweak 88 versus Helix Mini DSP. I'm a big fan of less boxes is better. If you can do what you need to do with 4 channels of input and 6 channels of output, I would definitely go with the Helix DSP Mini.
Yeah.
But the Fix 86 and 88 have more inputs. So, like, they have 8 in, and life is good there. It just depends what you're trying to do.
Nice, man. He just brought the Frostbite box.
Yeah, I saw
Pretty
that.
Cool.
That is pretty cool.
You
don't have to say
No, I'm just trying to.
Are tweeter upgrades worth it in stock locations? If you hate your tweeters, they are the cheapest speaker in the car. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what's that, Jason?
You could get some, yeah, definitely. They're also some of the hardest things to replace because they're small, compact, and you got to be real particular about what's going to actually fit there. A lot of time we spend is trying to figure out how to mount a new tweeter in the factory tweeter location. If you caught the show on Monday where we were showing you what we had to do to get that one into the Ford, F-150, which, you know, we had to make a 3-piece bracket that we cut on the laser that had one trim ring here, this glued to that, and then there was a second one of these that had this diameter hole on it that went on the back of it. It just kind of like sandwiched the tweeter between it, and that made the mount to fit. Other times, you know, you just got to be real careful on how big that tweeter is. Okay.
What do you like?
Just shove them in there; they'll fit exactly. You know, smash the diaphragm.
Do you reply with this one? 2015 Cadillac ATS.
No.
Base model. Can you grab the signal of the rear speaker and run it to my side?
If it has a Bose system, probably not. Like I said, anytime you're trying to tap in to do a high level to low level adapter.
Model,
okay, there again.
But still.
Anytime, regardless of what car it is, who made it, what it's got going on. If you're going to tap into a speaker, it has to be putting out the frequency you're trying to amplify. There's no other way to say that. That's it. If you don't have an RTA, you got to use your ears. Play some music that has a full range of sound and is trying to emulate what you're trying to amplify, and see if it's there and see if one sounds better than the other. Do you think the Glowforge is cost effective? In what sense? For Paul, it's great. It didn't cost him anything. It cost me a ton of freaking money. Do I use it? Yeah. Is it saving us time? Some days, yeah. Some days, no. You know, Fernando's having a blast making me make parts from it, so we're having all the fun there. But, you know, is it good to use a universal remote for bass? I personally like the ones that come on the amplifiers as opposed to one that runs off of the RCAs. But that's just my thought. I mean, if you don't have one, then that's the way to go. What's the website for Clean Wire again? Well, funny you should ask. It's not a website, it's a Facebook page, and it is the 12-volt Clean Wire Club. That's right, everyone can become a member. Do you know how hard it was to create that stupid little RCA? Like, dude, oh, and he wanted it. Oh, he was so picky.
I like
so
it.
picky.
I like it. See, I
what?
like the letters. RCA, it's coming. It's perfect. Fan of the Focal 3-way components, a lot better than the 2-way set. Well, I mean, the 3-way is going to sound...
Yeah, I mean...
You have the mid-range right there. Wherever you're going to put it, you're going to have a mid-range. The components is just the mid-bass and the tweeter. Of course, a 3-way set is going to sound way better.
So the question is there a sound quality difference between the Focal with the inline crossover versus the one with the biamp crossover? There is a sound quality difference, but it's mainly just because like the one with the biamp is usually a Flax or a K2. But what I can tell you is from other manufacturers, there is no difference between making a crossover broken into 2 pieces as opposed to a crossover in one big box. All Alpine speakers, even their most expensive X-types, Z-type, what are they? Z-type? X-type? I don't know. X-type? Yeah, X-type. They are all broken into individual things to make our lives easier. That's all they're for. Crossovers are only mounted onto those big plates and are massively just make, you know, to make our lives a little bit harder. Do they need to do it? No, they can cut it up. But, you know, we like mounting the crossovers, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but most of the time, yeah, it's not going to make a difference. I mean, some of these crossovers that you look at are pretty chintzy. Now, the upside to it is because it is mounted in a big box, it does give you, like, they can build in options like attenuation on the tweeter that they might not be able to do with just a cap and coil, you know, because you need a little bit more real estate to do that kind of thing. Alpine, though, they still give you attenuation on their tweeters. On the R-type it does. I don't remember. I don't know. But, yeah, so lots of love.
Lots of love.
Also, good afternoon from Boston.
What's
Is
up?
it 3K too much for Infinity Kappa components? Infinity coaxials? I mean, you're talking like 3,000 watts for a set of 5 1/4 might be much. That'd be a little too much. But yeah, I don't know. Worth the extra money for the 3-way. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, somebody say worries.
Yeah.
It is worth the money? I'm gonna say depends.
If you have the room for it,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to take you, a month to build some panels, and it might not be. Reckon y'all thinking of going on 12-volt talk in the future with Big D? We've been on it once, and it's an open invitation. Anytime he wants us to come on, we're more than happy to come on. Our schedule is pretty open, so it's just a matter of, they've cut it back to every other week, I think, now. So, yeah, I mean, all they got to do is ask. We're there. I every time I talk, I'm like, whenever you want us on, man, we're there for you. We love to talk, apparently.
Is it good to use a universal remote for bass?
Yeah, I covered that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get a hell yeah? 14 days cigarette free.
Hell yeah, man.
Wow. For stereo equipment. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot of money.
Hey, man, that's like...
I've had lots of friends between drinking and smoking and whatever other vices they've had. I'm like, do you realize how much money you wasted on this crap? Because they're always like, how can you afford to buy that? I don't have habits.
Yeah.
I don't have a $250 a month smoking habit or a, whatever it is. I know it's probably more than that. Shoot. I don't even know what they want for a carton of cigarettes anymore.
Components, all coaxials in the stock location. All speakers upgrading.
I mean, if you have a component, I recommend doing components. So if you have like a factory tweeter and a factory mid bass, do that. Of course, do that.
Yeah, and
you'll keep your spaciousness, and it'll sound good.
Yeah.
I'm not an advocate of cutting holes in the, like panels just to add a component. Sometimes, like in some vehicles, you can buy the factory location for like a tweeter. Like in a Honda, they made like a sail panel for the tweeter location that you could buy relatively cheap to put a tweeter in. Sometimes they make tweeter locations for A-pillars that you can just buy an inexpensive set of the A-pillars to add in that tweeter. Yeah. So there's a lot of things you can do.
Now just be careful when you want to cut a hole on the door or whatever you're going to... Sometimes when you close the door...
Oh, yeah.
That tweeter is...
Yeah. Find a location for the tweeter when the door is closed.
Yeah.
Big D is supposed to. I gotta figure out what's going on with Big D. I was gonna text him last night.
Do I need? Okay.
According to Johnny, I have a camera and tool addiction. Not gonna deny that. But anyways,
that's
go
right. Last question. Do I need a DSR-1 and an LC7i to run 3 amplifiers?
No, you need one or the other. There again, it also depends on what you're trying to do. So a DSR-1 has 4 channels of input. High level or low level. So if what you're trying to run into it is 4 channels, you're golden. That's all you need. It has 8 channels of output. So there again, as long as those 8 channels of output are going to feed what you need, rock on.
All right, last question.
The last one was the last one.
The last one. This is good.
Okay.
Time for my favorite question. What is the last song you listened to? The last song today.
I haven't listened to any music right now. I'm listening to Jim Gaffigan's, basically his whole playlist on iTunes. I found that I can listen to comedy, and I like talk radio, but I don't like news because it just aggravates me. So I've been listening to comedies, and I really like Jim Gaffigan because he's pasty and white and funny.
Because we finished the F-150, and the owner is from Colombia. I was downloading some of Colombian songs. They're pretty good.
Oh, the demo with them?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I was
thoughtful.
listening Colombian music yesterday.
And I'm going to take it from there. Jason says, have a wonderful day, and I'm with you there. If you guys want to check out Jason, you can find him over there at
Stereo King
of Oregon.
In Oregon, yeah.
And with that, Johnny Brolin, thank you for tuning in. You can find him at Loud and Clear, Wiley, Texas.
That's right.
All right, guys, we're out. Everyone have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Bobby. Bye.
See ya. All 4 of those boxes. I know, right? That one's heavy?
No, not really.
Really? Because it says on there, like, it looks like it's heavy. I mean, it says,
German engineer.
door kits, which is weird because those are door kits. So I wonder how many door kits we got.
Depends how many doors you have.
Well, we have 4 doors plus a rear deck. Grab a knife. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Friday. Hope everyone is having a good day. For those of you that haven't done it yet, make sure you head over to Facebook and sign up for the 12-volt Clean Wire Club. That's right, 12-volt Clean Wire Club will get you into the group of people that do really cool wiring.
You want to be cool? You have to go join that.
You do, because I'll tell you right now. So whether you've done it yourself or you just want to be a member, anyone can be a member of the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. Okay.
I'm gonna be a member. You're gonna be a member.
Anyone can be a member. Head over to Facebook, become a member. There's already some awesome pictures up there. Thank you guys so much for sharing already. And if you haven't become a member and you haven't shared your pictures of clean wire, by all means, head over there. It's no fab,
wire.
just wire. So if you're a wiring wizard or you've done panels that you can pull off and show cool wiring, I want to see them, and everyone else does too. Now, for those of you that just want to become members and just look at other people's stuff, it's going to be a great place to find people that do awesome wiring and might be in your part of town. Just saying. So head over to the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club, Facebook, become a member. Speaking of Facebook, we posted something on my Facebook page yesterday. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about more on Saturday. Of course, you're at Disney, Bobby.
Wow,
Where else would you be? But with that in mind, check this out. So we got a shipment today. One of the things we worked on at Knowledge Fest, California, was we hung out with the guys from Ground Zero / Sound Digital. Wow, that was a good pause. I didn't know they had that in front of their. I didn't know they have AHHH Sound Digital. Anyways, we hung out with these guys a bit while we were there, and one of the things that they thought would be cool is to have us make a card. Not this one, but they want a normal card. They want a 5-star card. They want a frostbite, sexy box in the back. Yep. They want an amp rack with stupid wiring. They want that clean wiring. They want all that fun stuff. Yeah. And we're like, really? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, because that's kind of their marketing right now. Is they're trying to show people that they're not just about loudspeakers and all that. They make sound quality stuff.
Oh, they make
some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, they weren't going to give me my chrome amplifier, my copper amp.
Gold.
Yeah, it's so sexy.
Cool, yeah.
But instead, they gave us this stuff, which were so cool, and we wanted to unbox. It just came in today because their their warehouse is here in Florida.
It is.
So it's kind of funny because like we agreed, everything went final yesterday, and then this stuff showed up today. I was like,
what?
They're here in Florida. But what's up, everyone? All right, so Fernando, could you stop cleaning up your workbench? I'm waiting on you.
Here on top of it, so that's what I'm.
Okay, because I got to buy a new hinge for my drawer, so we haven't been able to use that. So let's open this one up first. Now, all this stuff is going to go into what year, make, and model car?
I think it's 2018 Nissan Altima.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're going to film the whole thing. We'll do unboxings and actually show you, like, the products later. We just wanted to get them out.
That's what we're doing, unboxing.
Well, yeah, but we'll actually look at the products. So this is the 6.5 component set that's going to go up in the dash and the front doors.
All right, so let's take a look at it.
No, we don't have time for that. Just keep going.
So, components in the front. Ooh, look at this one.
Oh, so this is one of the amplifiers. We're going to have 3 amps in this system. We're going to have a mono, a stereo, and a DSP 4-channel that's going to have 8 channels of out. Lots of neat stuff there. All right, so that's the door kit.
That's the door kit.
So we don't need to open that yet because those, just leave them in there. Just leave them in there because those there and that are also door kits. Because we have 4 doors in the rear deck that we're going to cover. So Ground Zero makes sound treatment. So we're going to be using all of their stuff. And then here we go. So these are going to be the rear speakers. Ooh, so those are the rear coaxials. They're going to go in the rear door. So in the Ultima, it has 6x9s in the rear deck. We're going to take those out, put fast rings back there, and port all the bass from the sub box that we're going to have Frostbite build to go into the cab. And the Ultima has a 6-speaker option, so they actually have an option for speakers in the rear door. So we're going to put them in the rear door. There's the 2-channel that's going to run the front mid bass. So it's going to be a full active system.
On this.
Yep. So this should be the 4-channel amplifier DSP.
Right.
Yep. So this is a 4-channel DSP. So this is actually 8 channels out, but it has 4 amplified outputs. And what is it, like 80 by 4?
80. Yeah.
So this is going to run the front tweeters and the rear coaxials, and then the 2-channel is going to run the front mid, and then there's this mono block here that is going to make power the one sub that we have going into it.
That's right. All right.
And which is right there. All right, let's take that out.
We have that.
I wonder what's in that box. What's in that box?
I don't know.
I don't either. Oh, that looks heavy. So this is what they call their sleeper sub, meaning it's supposedly just like a black normal woofer, but man, this thing gets down in boogies. They were talking me up on this one about how nice this thing is, and I'm sure it is. And we're gonna have Frostbite make us a sexy sealed box for it, which I'm pretty excited about. I talked to Bruce over there today. If you guys need a box, make sure you hit up Frostbite, and you can get the 5-star edition where they'll go ahead and put our logo in it for you. I got a picture I'm going to post later tonight. Someone had that done. It's pretty sexy. Ooh, look at that thing. All right. Yeah, turn it sideways. Oh, okay. Ah, that's a big guy. Dang.
This is a big guy.
So this is going to give us all the drop we need, 112. This is going to be a nice little SQ system. Nice little family car getting a really nice system.
I'm going to put it right here.
All right, let's see what's in that last box. That's kind of got me curious because this was pretty much all the equipment. I don't know if is that from them?
This?
No, this one. I know what that is. That's just more sound treatment.
No.
Who's that from? Is that for you? Yeah, that's to you. That's your box. It's got your name on it right there at the top.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder what that is. Okay. All right, so that's not part of theirs. I'm glad we checked. You okay?
Yeah.
You want to open it to see what it is because you don't know what you ordered?
I don't even know what
That's all just sound treatment.
Okay.
That's all sound treatment. I already opened the end of it to check.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's what we have.
So this is what we got going into the Ultima build we're going to be doing for them for Orlando. So we got like 2.5 months to build this. And of course, we're going to be filming the whole thing, so it'll be nice and really cool. All right, so that's what's going on with this. Now,
That's right.
I know there's been questions popping up, and we're going to get to those. Second thing on the list, or third thing, depending on how you want to look at it. Monday night, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on the Facebooks, where we hang out and do our Monday Night Live show.
Yeah.
We're going to have the Pack Phantoms, okay, or Stinger, whatever you want to call them. The Phantom Brigade. They are the guys that drive around in the purple trucks and talk all about Amp Global. They're going to stop by. They're in for their convention, their little conference.
Yeah.
Mel, that was just on here, is one of them. They're all going to bring by it's going to be a hands-on, touchy-feely show and tell show. So we're going to answer questions, I'm sure, because we already know everything about them. We interviewed them all last year. But this is going to give you guys an opportunity to talk about Echo Master, Elevate, Stinger, Phoenix Gold. They're all going to bring something with them, and they're all going to tell us it's a brand new product for 2020. They're all going to talk about it and tell us what it is and why you guys should have it.
Right.
So that's what's coming up Monday on the show. Now, let's go back here real quick.
Is that a 928 Porsche?
I think so, yes. Yes. Dean, was that your Camaro in the new Stinger Tenant? No, it was not. Should use Stinger 6000 or... I like Stinger myself, so as far as the RCAs go. Oh, snap, Ground Zero in the U.S. Oh, yeah, baby. Big time. German handmade stuff. Does Fernando do house calls? No.
House calls.
Here we go. Keep going. I'm going. Have you guys ever done a Ford Ranger crew cab install? Need subwoofer choice advice. Like an old school Ford Ranger? Did those all the time. Is there a new Ford Ranger?
Yes, it's a new Ford Ranger.
I haven't seen the new one yet. Not gonna lie, it hasn't made its way through there. Wish Frostbite was ported. Some of the truck boxes are, and they also just came out with a new Ram box. So if you got that Camelback Ram box, I think you do, Bobby. They have a new one that's going to be released, I think, later this month. Which I think we'll be able to get L7Ts in it. So I think
so just go to the website.
We'll keep you guys informed when that becomes available. It's going to be a fiberglass bottom. It's really sexy. We've seen pictures. They post them on their Instagram, so definitely follow them. Frostbite Box. Are there any companies that build speakers in U.S. not subs but mids and tweets? I got to think about that. I don't. Well.
No.
Well, JL makes some of their speakers here. I don't know if they make their small speakers here though. I don't know. I'd have to check.
What's up, Jason?
Okay, moving on.
He's tired.
I can understand that, man. I can understand. 18 Ram, no Alpine, 3.5-inch speakers. Our 8-ohm kicker I bought. Our 4-ohm. Any issues? Nope. They're just going to be loud and sound better. So you'll be fine there. Stinger 6000s, yes. Frostbite in the house.
No. Okay. Have you added Apple CarPlay in a 2014 Infiniti QX60 or 2019 Infiniti QX50? No, we haven't. We put factory CarPlay on the Tahoe, Jeff's.
Yeah, but there are some companies now that are starting to do them. Like there is one that keeps popping up in my feed called ZZ something.
Yeah. A lot.
So there are some. We haven't had a chance. I know Ada has been looking at those over at Absolute Electronics up there in Rockville, Maryland. He's been playing with a couple of those. So they're expensive. They are expensive. So it's still like close to $1,000 to add that.
I have some old school 6.5 LF components, but lost the tweeter. Can I use another tweeter to substitute?
To substitute in?
To substitute
so yeah,
with them.
Yeah, I get it. So what you could do is find out, like, if you could still get the what they call the teal small parameters, or just all the little numbers that go along with the speaker. So do these have speakers? Do they have numbers on them anywhere? Turn them over. Turn on the bottom of the box. Look at the bottom of the box.
Right here.
Yeah. All right. So like most speakers have like stuff like this on them, where they tell you like the ohm load, they tell you the efficiency, they tell you the frequency response. If you can find those numbers for the tweeter that you had, and then find something, which is going to take some legwork, that are close, then you'll have similar results with those tweeters. So a good place to start is, like, if it's a metal tweeter, start looking at metal tweeters. If it's a cloth tweeter, start looking at cloth tweeters. But one of the key, you want to look at efficiency. So like if it's a 93 of efficiency, you want to find something that's 93 of efficiency, not 97, because it's going to be way louder, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, you too much energy. No, trust me. Nah. It's just when we crash hard. Stereo integrity builds in the U.S. Oh, there you go. Okay, thank you for chiming in. Boston Acoustic 6.5 component. Okay. Hello, Fro from Disney.
What's up?
What is going on to surpass the that's not a Mac?
To bypass?
No. What's surpass? Meaning what's going to come out after the 4500 NEX? I mean, it'd be the 4600, but we need something that has. Dude, let me tell you what, Pioneer, I don't know, man. They're going through so much with the takeover from the Chinese company, and who knows what the heck is going on over there. It's just weird. We know we have new stuff coming out. They're going to make floating radios, but all that stuff was already in the pipeline before they got bought by the Chinese company. So, or taken over by the Chinese, whatever happened. I know that Kenwood is going to have their XR version of a mechless radio. So that you're going to have the 997, the 9907, and then there's going to be something in there that's like a DMX 997 or 9907. That'll be, short chassis mechless. So that'll be fun. Jeep Grand Cherokee Fit is usually on the way for my data.
Kit. It's finally on the way. Cool. Yeah.
I don't have one yet.
We have one over there.
No, we don't. That's a Durango.
That's a Durango.
We don't have the Jeep one.
Oh.
Yeah, we need that one.
Go Mark. What's going on?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about him this morning.
Stinger X is also nice. Yes, they are. We have a wall over there. All Stinger X.
That's Stinger X, Mel.
That's right.
That's John Canalano made us do this, and it's just kind of like not moved since we did it.
Actually looks
because it looks really cool,
yeah.
So we've just kept it. So it sits nice next to the Warhorse. So it's like, yeah. Now we just need to get rid of this other crap. But then again, we actually do this stuff for a living, so we need to have that stuff.
All right. Any advice to adding into the Infiniti? Apple
off the top of my head, there might be a company. What was that company that we were talking about in Knowledge Fest, California, when we were over there in the VAIS FASI booth? Was that them?
No.
Second day, day two. Day two of Knowledge Fest, we did talk to a company that's what they did. I don't remember who it was, but it was like halfway in towards who were they with? I don't remember, but I know it was past the radars.
Yes.
So it was past the radars, but before the end of the show, because it was like the third or fourth booth before the very end. We interviewed a company that's what they're building. So you might want to go check out. Maybe fast forward through Knowledge Fest Day 2, California, and see if you can figure that one out. Any reputable installers in the Chicago area? Isn't that where Marty is?
That's Marty, yes. Marty Dean, it's they say like 45 minutes, an
Sounds
hour
Plus?
Sounds Plus.
Sounds Plus with Z. He's Marty Dean. That's the guy we had on the show Monday. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Monday. Hey, guys. Best speaker adapter for 2000 Accord Coupe for a set of Oches. That's going to be handmade.
Yeah, it's going to be handmade.
You're going to hand make those, so pick up some plastic. Make them yourself. Recommend... what speaker would you recommend for a center channel? Where's... Can you...
That's the Morel.
Yeah, where's is that under there? What is that box?
This one?
Yeah.
That's the CDs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to give those away. Oh, I want to take some of those with us and have people sign them. Are they easy? All right, go over to Morel.com and hold on. Actually, there's a couple. All right, so pop this out here.
What do you want?
I want to grab the Morel book. That's a book. I think is that it? All right, so find the model number there. Because they actually have a couple speakers that would be cool for a center channel.
Yeah.
Depending on how big you need the center channel to be. It's on its own page. You totally went past it. Like it has its own whole page. I know.
I probably have the old book.
No, it's in there. You've passed it again. Head over to Morel.com. Check it out. They make a little 2.5-inch twiddler that's really nice for a center channel. They also have the 2.5-inch or 3-inch really shallow dome mid-range that work really well. And then now they also have the 4-inch Carbon Ultra Integras, which are like the pancake speakers that we show. But you got it?
CCWR 254.
Yeah, it's this little guy right here.
Pretty cool.
CCR, we have one that's just buried underneath there. But for those of you guys that don't remember, we finally got them back in. They were gone and I felt sad. But these also make really nice center channels too. Look how shallow those things are. So it's a full dome mid. And this is, of course, the Virtus. And the nanocarbon is the mid-range here that's unique, but this is unique in all. This is normal Virtus speaker, so you can probably just order this and like some Virtus tweeter, and that would make a really nice center channel. Of course, like I said, just getting a set of those guys there, that's what I have for my car, and one day it'll actually get it. But we've also put them in a couple other Camaros, and it worked really well.
All right, what do we are?
Gotta go. Getting on Smuggler's Run. You suck. Dean, how can we test for milliamps with a meter? You'd have to have an amp that's capable of reading milliamps for one, and that would be the first place to start. Do I need a stereo upgrade to install my DSR1 to a 2015 Altima S or SS? Do installation best way to run the wires to get into the rear?
Metro make the...
Well, no, I think iData has that now. iData has the D harness, the D harnesses, which are just the basic harnesses. So it's a D. So go over to iData and see if they make the D harness for your car, which I think they do, which is just a basic harness that'll allow you to plug in and do high level. Bye, Bobby. Hello, you the best. Fro, I saw your video about them. Focal Flax. Is there a big difference in sound between? Yeah, I'll be powering them with the new Hertz compact amps. Thanks. Those new tweeters are really nice on the Flax. I really like. They're definitely, yeah. I mean, the Flax sounded good before, but those new tweeters are really good. Dude, did you hear the Jeep the other day? Did you listen to those in that Jeep? Yeah, you were sitting in the Jeep.
What?
The Wrangler yesterday in the morning.
Yeah.
That had the Flax in there. So they've had them in there for like 2 weeks. It was like the first set we did, and they came back because they were going from 110 to 212s. And because the 110 just couldn't keep up with the Flax. And holy God, they've had a week to break in. Man, those things were freaking on. Like, I'm sitting there going, I don't remember it being this loud. I mean, it was silly. Reputable shop in the New York tri-state area. Normally I'd have an answer for that, or I could find you an answer for that, but I don't know. My guy, Artie Voisey, who is our Amp Global, that's his territory. And he's there right now, so I don't know of anybody, and I'd hate to put him on the spot, but what I like to say is there's a couple different things you can do. Like, for example, if you like Stinger products, you can call them and ask to speak to the sales manager for that area, and then ask them, what dealer, or call the manufacturer for the product you want to have installed. So, for example, if you're going to do JL, call JL and say, hey, this is where I live. Do you have a premier dealer in this area? They'll give you a couple names. Then you go onto Instagram, you go onto Facebook, you take a look at their work, and you find which one works the best. That's really the easiest way to do it. And if they're not on Instagram or Facebook, move on to the next one. Because everyone that says every business that I've ever talked to that says I don't have enough time to do Facebook or Instagram, they just don't have. I mean, really? No. I
mean, you have to.
You have to. It's just what it is.
How do you bend the ABS plastic? With a heat gun or with a torch?
We have a couple different ways. This is our most famous. This is what we use the most. This is the you can pick this up at DNF Tool Drawer. This is the Power Pro propane or butane torch. It's got the little thing on the end there. You fill it up. We use this this is a lifeline. We use this the most. We also have, of course, a heat gun if we're going to be sitting there for a while and have a really big piece to do. And then buried underneath there is a heat strip that's like 24 inches that if we got time and we're not in a hurry, we'll just let it sit on there and bake away. But yeah, what's up? Getting stuff installed by Geek Squad. I'm super nervous. Hope they don't screw it up. Hey, don't feel bad. I mean, Best Buy guys are installers too. I mean, they're one of the largest employers of car stereo installers there are anymore. So they can't all suck. I mean, it's no different than going to one of the places down the street. I mean, where do you think we get 911 videos from? They're not from Best Buy. They're from stores that have, installers, and they just suck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. You answered that. All right. We got to get back to work.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
All right, wow, there's a lot of questions. Wow, I totally missed all that. All right, listen, guys. I'd love to stay here and ask questions, but that's for tomorrow night. Check us out, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. YouTube, we'll be there. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have some more fun then.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh. Love having the Jet Flame or True Flame or in between. I love car toys that keep me busy.
Yeah.
Everyone needs it, I guess. I'm not a big fan of places that suck, but sometimes places suck. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks so much for Ground Zero for having us get ready to build a car for Orlando. We're super excited about that.
That's right.
Ready to get back to work?
Let's go.
Boom. All right. Bye. What you doing, Fernando?
Making a mess.
Air compressor's off.
Yes. Yes.
I know. Well, you saw I just got covered in all that black crap when I cut that.
I'm like, ah.
And I was like, just puffing away on you.
No kidding. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. And how are you guys doing today? In this glorious Saturday. Anybody recognize this panel? You want to guess what this is out of? Before I show you? Hey, it's Mark.
Mark?
Yeah.
Mark, what's up?
Do you know who we're even talking about?
Yeah. Mark, karate fabricator, man.
No.
Oh, no. Who is it?
Oh, God. Dude, you suck.
Why? That's Mark? He's Mark? What other Mark?
This is fun.
Oh, okay.
This is fun. This is so much fun.
Man.
This is so much fun. Wow.
Hey, it's another Mark.
Yeah, there's more than one.
Exactly.
Hey, there you go. He got what it is. Yeah, this is an F-150. So I know anyone could have guessed that. Look at this beater. Anyways, so for those of you that are unfamiliar with this style F-150, this is the old F-150 3-door. That's right, 3-door. Apparently back then it wasn't cool enough to have, this on both sides. It has this god-awful thing here, which makes getting into this corner and replacing this speaker very hard to do. We're mounting our amplifier in that spot. That's what he's over there doing. We're mounting a Pioneer amplifier in where the CD changer went. And radio's all set. He had the radio in there. This is the other thing too. This airbag has no release on it. So there's normally there's a clip right there. There isn't. None. And not that it matters because this actually doesn't even stick to the dash. Like, there's no tabs left on this. It just kind of sits there. Lots of fun. I've done enough of them in my time. Exactly, right? 2019 Ram. All right, what do you got here? Ram front Fosgate T2 components or Kenwoods. Ooh. 100 watts, RMS, good clean power. So he's asking T2 components in a Dodge Ram or the Kenwoods. 100 watts.
T2 components.
Or the Kenwoods.
On
the
7-inch?
No, going with the 6.5.
6x9s?
Yeah, 6x9 type thing. Or T2s.
Ooh, I mean...
This wouldn't be too hard for you. I mean,
I go with the T2s because I like the bright tweeter.
I would go with the T2 as well also.
Convenience, that would be the 6x9s.
He's laughing at you, by the way.
Who?
Mark.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
So he just cleaned his Beamer today too. Got it all shined up and ready to go, with all his cool Morel stuff in it that he got from Musicar. T2s for sure. I would go with the T2s. The T2s are going to be way more satisfyingly loud, especially if you got 100 watts.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the Kenwoods are a nice subtle speaker. It's okay. It'll be like, yeah, this is fun. But if you just want to get a job, get a better one. But anyways, as we were saying about this nightmare of an F-150 here, you know, there again, they still have the cool hole here in the firewall. We've already mounted the fuse holder in place. That's all set and done. Yep. Really just waiting on Fernando.
I'm working on it.
But yeah, so... You know, you got to take out this side panel. You got to take out this side panel. You got to take out the seat. It's just a pain. But hey, guys from South Africa. All right, so at this point in the show, it's always nice to say what's going on. So what's going on, you might ask? 12-volt Clean Wire Club on Facebook. It's our new group, I guess. So the 12-volt Clean Wire Club is where you can go and post all your wire pics. So none of that fabrication crap. Don't want to see it. Just want to see your clean wire pics.
It's just, you know.
You get my point. I don't have to elaborate. We want to see clean wire. We want to see zip ties. We want to see loom. We want to see nice, orderly runs. Or if you just like to see that stuff because it makes you feel good about yourself, join the club. It's free. Administrator Fernando over here is just jumping on. So we've already got almost 200 members in the group. Yeah. So we want to keep that going. What about some good old tool talk, Dean? Ooh, tools. Actually, today, so funny thing yesterday, Fernando needed a new microwave, so we ordered him a new microwave on Amazon because you can get anything on Amazon. And then he left it here last night. I know. But so what came in this big box, which is we're saving because we're going to use it to mail out the ARC thing. It came with that, and it came with my new funnels. So, yeah. Now, you might ask, why did I need to get funnels? And that's because the acrylic glue needs to go inside of this little glue bottle here, and it evaporates really fast. And I've been pouring it, and it's just been going everywhere. So I wanted to get some funnels to hopefully make my job better. And then today, we got in a bunch of stuff for the cameras. So this is, I don't know if you guys, those of you guys that are in the phones, what is the name of this stuff? Oh, small rig. So small rig makes a ton of stuff. And like, so we got handles, and then I didn't know if I'd want the metal handle or the wood handle. So we got a wood handle also. And then there's an iPhone that I'm using right here that has all these cool mounts for them. That's making the iPhone like super cool to use. And then we also got, as I'm dying over here, we also got small rig mounts for all the cameras. So that if I ever drop them again, hopefully they won't break like they did in Oklahoma. So we have this for all the cameras now. And of course we're buying all, basically I think we're buying all the stuff that Small Rig makes for stuff. I have a 2000 Civic LX Coupe. I want to replace all the speakers. What kind of speakers would you recommend? Well, there again, it really depends on when you're going to recommend. Okay, when you're going to replace all your speakers, it depends what you're going to do. Like the last gentleman said, he's going to have 100 watts of power to power those. If you just have a factory radio and you just want to replace them because they're old and they sound like crap, well, you know, you really don't need to go too crazy. So something that is, I'm going to use the word entry level, but what I mean by that is sub $100 a pair. So like that nice, anywhere between $99 to $79 a pair set of speakers. So that'll put you in this like TSD Pioneers. That'll put you into some Auditor Focals. Again, not a fan of those, but it will work. It'll get you into some CS kickers. Some of the Exelons are in that price range. And all of those speakers sound great with that small amount of power you have on the radio. And will give you a substantial improvement. Naturally, adding an amplifier will make all of them sound better, but it's totally not necessary, and you'll have a good lot of fun there. That's just my take on it. It was pretty cool. I will try to post some more over the weekend. Very nice, very nice. Second thing that we want to talk about today is tonight at 6 o'clock, hopefully, we're going to be doing our YouTube Live. And on the YouTube Live, we will be revealing, for those of you that haven't been able to figure it out yet, what has transpired this week as far as why we didn't post any videos on YouTube, because we were doing something else that was taking our time. I'll give you a clue. It's another YouTube channel. Some of you guys are really going to like this because, follow this logic.
Following.
I've had people actually complain that some of our videos are too long.
I never heard that.
Yeah, I know it's weird. Most people are like, I want longer videos. And it's like, okay. But and I understand, because we do a lot of talking like this. We answer a lot of questions. And,
Correct.
It can be an hour, 2 hours sometimes. And that's a lot to watch.
Yeah, but I never heard that they're too long. They want it.
Some people like it.
2 hours.
Some people like it long. Anyways, so we'll talk more about that tonight. We'll tell you guys where to go. I will give you a clue. If you do follow me on Facebook, I did put a link to it on my Facebook page. And, so just saying. Yeah. But we'll talk more about it tonight. It's a really cool idea that it's not my idea. We stole it, the idea, and it was a great idea, so that's why we're going to use it. But we're going to talk about that tonight and fill you guys in on what to do.
Yeah.
What was the name of the group you said? It is the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club on Facebook. See, it rhymes. 12-Volt Clean Wire Club. It's got a nice little roll to it. But yeah, you can find it there. Just ask to join, and when Fernando's done taking an excessively long time making a flat panel with a bunch of zip ties, clean stuff, he will go on there and say, yeah, you can join.
You can
The
join.
Clean Wire Club is beautiful. It is. Never too long. Stop complaining. Log off simple. Yeah, but there's a thought process behind it that is going to make a little bit more sense, other than it being too long. And I like this, and it's honestly been something we've been trying to figure out how we could do it, and and this makes the most sense. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yes.
I like it. I think going forward it's going to be really nice. It's just getting backwards is going to suck.
Correct.
But yay. All right. The videos are education, bruh. I like to think of them as educationally entertaining. What drills are you using, guys? Oh, that's a good question. I like that one. We have the plethora of one brand. Hold on. So on my desk, I keep this Milwaukee, whatever this model is, and this is stuck in here. Like, it won't come out. I've ratcheted this thing on, and this is always sitting there. Next to it is going to be this guy. This is the updated version of that one from what I remember, because I used to have two of these and broke one. And it has the bigger battery on it. This is what uses for drill bits. So inside my drawer here, I have all my little drill bits for drilling my holes in my ABS. And this is the drill that uses that. So on my desk is always going to have these two. Over here on Fernando's desk, it's a very similar thing. He has the same one that he uses for drilling, and then he uses this one here for screwing. So he has true drills as well. We also have the right angles. These usually hang out in our buckets, but he was drilling holes in this panel, so he brought it over here for some reason. Probably because he had to do an angle and this worked better.
Yep, correct.
So we all have each one of those. And then in the buckets, so there's my right angle right there. We also have the snubby impact. And, here we go. Jeez. And this one always hides. this is the one that sits in my bucket as well. This is the ratcheting impact that just takes, has this type of end on it. I like this for my bucket because we always interchange out like 10 millimeter drivers and stuff like that. So this is what sits normally in here. And of course, I put the bigger battery pack on it. And then you have the soldering iron. This, if you don't have one of these, is really nice. This is their little Dremel with the roto-zip blade in it. And then underneath that, we have the 1/4 inch ratchet. And then underneath that, we have the 3/8 ratchet. And then down here, we have the 2 Aussie irons that chill out, just PVC. And this is the Milwaukee soldering iron that I never use anymore, that just chills out. And then we just ordered the grinders. So the version of this Milwaukee, we just ordered 2 of those. We got in the little, we're going to use 2-inch sanding disc on those. So I got these in today because we actually have a box of 2-inch sanding discs. I accidentally bought at one point in time. And it's been sitting up there for about, what do you think? Like 4 years?
Pretty much. Yeah.
4 years. So now we have an excuse to use them. Pretty cool. Y'all doing this fine? What are y'all doing this fine Saturday? Wish I was there in Florida to have y'all redo wiring and the likes. Honestly, just being here in Florida because the weather is beautiful today. Oh my gosh, today was gorgeous.
Today's good.
Like, went outside this morning, had to put on a jacket even though I really didn't need one, just because it felt all warm and fuzzy. But yeah, no, that was cool, and it's nice today. I don't even think we have the air on, do we?
No,
No, we don't have the air on. Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. Any other? Oh, you know what? What other tool we have that's Milwaukee? Didn't want to forget this. We also keep this guy sitting over here. The Milwaukee jigsaw is always right here. And then inside the drawer that fell out of my toolbox, we have the Sawzall. And then we have this guy here. This is gold, right? This is installer gold. Like, you gotta have one of these to be an installer. This is what we use to cut out all the dashes. Oh, so nice. Best tool ever. But I think that's all the Milwaukee stuff we have. And of course, I have their useless multi-bank charger. This useless piece of crap. And yeah, those. And then this beast. This is the beast. We had to get this to take out seats and Jeeps and Rams because we had a snap-on, but it finally gave up the ghost. But this guy, this will just twist the nuts off of anything. Right, Fernando?
That's right.
Any more F-150 builds? Seriously, I have 2018 F-150. Actually, yeah. So next week, you'll get the 911 F-150 that we just did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was that a 2019?
Yes.
It was a 2019 with the Bang & Olufsen system. Somebody did, and they really messed it up. Anthony, what's going on? They did a real crappy job on it. He brought it in here. We took out everything they did, and he went with all new stuff that he brought in. So we'll have that up next week along with a couple product reviews. Will you recommend a good Dremel set for a beginner? I mean, honestly, the only thing I use Dremel-wise is this bit here. So, like, I have this bit. This is the roto-zip bits. You just buy them at Home Depot. And, as far as a Dremel goes, until they came out with this, I haven't had a Dremel in years. Like, forever. Because I just never used it anymore. I would always use, like, this guy here. Or I would use... If you have an air compressor, these are way better to use. Like, we use these. I don't even choose. We haven't used them in years. Now, and use this guy here. But I would always just use one of these with a Dremel bit in it. And that's what I would use. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so there you go. So, like this, we got this one because it's super long. It can go up into a dash. But we don't use this anymore because... now they actually make a cordless Dremel that doesn't suck. But yeah, so this is why we use this. Otherwise, basically what's happening is we would always use air tools because it's a pain in the butt to plug something in and take it into a car. But now that the battery technology has gotten way better, we're switching out the air tools for battery tools. All right. Did you see Junior's build in the with the two JL 13.5s? Yeah. Yes, we did, Anthony. That was good. He's getting really good with the laser and the CNC and the brain power and putting all that creative juices together.
Yeah.
That looks phenomenal. That was very, very impressive. I liked it. A lot of lighting. Hey, Dean, what is the best set of speakers to replace on my Honda Accord Sport 2019 running with original head unit? Just like earlier when I was talking about trying to find something that will work well with the factory radio, those are gonna have to be semi-shallow, meaning they're not gonna be really deep speakers because it's a Honda and they use neo-magnets and it just doesn't fit real well. I would look into maybe the Kicker KS. Those fit in. They have a really good mid bass that comes out of them, even though they're shallow. It's like magical. But maybe check out that. What do you set the crossover points on the amplifier according to the tune of the box? Might 30. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, so all right. I'm guessing. All right. Either way, you have a subsonic filter. You have the high pass filter. Or, I'm sorry, the subsonic filter is the high-pass filter. What are you looking for?
Ground? Do you have a ground?
Yeah, it's sitting right here.
Where?
It was right here. It's right there.
Oh, it is right there.
Right there. Got it. Then you have the low-pass filter. You have the high-pass filter. A subsonic filter in a ported enclosure, you're going to start somewhere at 15 and kind of work up from there. And then I always start at 80 and kind of go down from there. Sometimes you end up at 60. Sometimes you end up at 70. But that's kind of where I play it. We have a new build with 3 W7. Wow, very cool. Yeah, you guys are definitely getting some really nice stuff out of there. Thanks a lot for your help. Appreciate it. Oh, you're welcome. What microphones can I use with a DMRTA? Microphones can I use with a DM? Why would you use microphones with a DMRTA?
The microphones from the DMRTA.
What mic? Oh! Mic. I don't know why I'm saying microphones, but headphones is literally popping in my brain. Okay. That was so fun. They make a 10 and they make a 20 from Audio Control, and that's honestly the best place to get them. Hold on. So this is the cheaper one, I believe, of the two.
The 10, yeah.
This is the 10. Just get this. It's like under $100. This is the 20 right here. We don't really use this much. That's who it's made by. But yeah, we just use this. This works really well. Mounted into the car. We use this mount here. This is just a little, I think this is on DNF tool drawer. It's just a little mount, and then this kind of goes into here, and then we tip it like this, and then it goes in through the headrest, and then this kind of just sticks into the back of the headrest like this, and then it just sits like this. We're getting ready to build something on the laser, but right now this is what we've been using, and it functions really nice, and it's quick and easy to get in and out. Grease Squad didn't ground my amp to the battery in my 13 Gen F-150. That's understandable. There again, it comes down to the sales guy a lot of times on that one. If they didn't sell you equal length power and ground, then the guy in the back just installed what you gave him or what they gave him. So I could see where that could be a mistake. I mean, even Paul will hand us an install kit, and I'll be like, dude, it's an F-150. Oh yeah. Can you control the sub output coming out of the audio control D amplifier in the DSP? Yes. So yeah. So if you use the ARC3 subwoofer volume control in the DSP, and then whatever channel you assign it to, if that's the channel that's going to go off to the sub amp, then you can control it there. So for example, if you're using a DM608, if you assign channel 5 and 6 as the subwoofer, then in the software you tell channel 5 and 6 that you're going to have the ARC attached to that channel, and it'll turn it up and down. You can assign any channel you want to the ACR3. You can use it as a master volume control if you want. But yeah, it's assignable. Now, if you're going to do one of like the D amplifiers, it works the same way. You can plug it into the amplifier, and then whatever channel you assign to control it will control it there. I'm a bigger fan of using the ACR1 and plugging it into the sub amp, only because it is a stop-start, meaning it has its low point and then it stops. And I like that, whereas the ACR3 just continuously spins. But you can use it to control your presets if you use them. Or if you don't even want to do that, if you have the Bluetooth dongle, you can use that to control the subwoofer volume as well.
You have to download the app.
You need a new show, Dean's. You need a new show, Dean's product suggestions. Well, that's what started the DNF tool drawer. People kept asking what we use and what we do, so we started DNF tool drawer to put all that stuff there for you to find. Technicians said it wasn't necessary. Well, that's also not a good thing because he's wrong. There again, you know.
It's a 2013.
Well, no, it's a 13 Gen F-150 is what he's saying. If it's an aluminum F-150.
Right.
All right, so here's the deal. If you're grounded to it and you only have, let's say, a small, I don't know, sub 500 watt amplifier, yeah, you could probably get away with just grounding it to the aluminum frame if that's what you want. You know, it's not going to hurt it. It's just not the way you want to do it. It'll work. It'll work fine. I mean, when F-150s first came aluminum, I guarantee you there was hundreds of them that left install bays that were like that. We still get F-150s in here all the time that are like that, and they have way more stuff going on there than one amplifier. As soon as you add a DSP, though, that's where things get really sketchy. The other thing, too, is that we also don't want any headaches. A lot of the people that are coming here to have us work on their F-150s live miles and miles away, and so there's one way to do something, and that's the right way. So that's how we do it.
This is how we do
I'm a fan, and that's, of doing it once, doing it right, and calling it a day. If he wants to sit there and tell you, oh no, well then he's wrong. Dean, what sub was that? Was there a sub?
What's up?
I don't know. Where did I see a sub?
What kind of sub?
I don't know.
What's up?
I don't know. Like there's an LC7T sitting over there. Other than that, I don't really see any subs.
That's up?
Oh, his sub. He's using some Zeus Square thing. Really weird. Oh, Rockford. Oh, I gotcha. This is Fernando's T1 with the classic T-shirts. We got to figure out how we're gonna weigh. So this is Fernando's T1 subwoofer. We're keeping the shirts on there because it's an aluminum cone and it's protecting it from, because we don't have a lot of room to put stuff right now, and it's getting really crowded. I'm having shelves built up here to put stuff. But apparently it's really hard to build shelves. I don't know. It's kind of driving me crazy because I won't even go there. Why do you have to ground to the battery in an F-150? Wonderful question. So the car is made out of aluminum now, and though aluminum is a conductor of electricity, it's not necessarily the fact that it's the aluminum. It's not the aluminum. It's the weld points in the car. The car is not it's put together to be put together. I mean, it's glued together. There are some weld points, but it's not put together in a sense that there should be continuity ground-wise between the front and the back. So there are like some ground points in the car, but those are strategically engineered in there to provide the optimum ground for the system that they're running. So for example, think of it like a fuse. If you have a circuit that's a 10 amp circuit and then you draw 30 amps from it, well, bad things may happen. Same thing in an F-150. You have a ground point in the back that may only be good for a 10 amp draw, and then you put a 100 amp draw on it. It's not going to function properly. You're going to get way too much resistance, and then bad things will happen. It's just common practice that if you're doing an F-150, power and ground, treat it like a boat. It's aluminum. It's just, use a pop. It's like CCA wire. The car is made out of CCA wire. All right.
That was pretty good.
Any recommendations on a cheaper rear speaker for an F-150? Will be running 75 watts to each channel, going with the Focal Flax in the front. Just the access in the rear. So a lot of times a guy will do Focal Flax in the front, and he's like, I don't want to spend the money for the rears. Get the access. Equally enjoyable tweeter, similar sound characteristics. Or if you want to go even less, you could get into the plug and play option, which is their next step down, which is just their Perfect Fit edition. 6.5 coaxial for that. We've done those as well, and they sound really good. Aluminum frame, not the best ground. Well, it's actually a steel frame, but there again, it's like C channels welded together and then glued together, so the frame itself isn't that good. There's just nothing about the F-150 that is...
If
So
you
put
don't
it this
wanna
way.
have a headache.
If you have any problems, if you're working on an F-150, let's say something doesn't work properly, the first question when you call the manufacturer of whatever product it is and they ask you what vehicle you're working on and you tell them it's an F-150, the first question they're going to ask you is, did you ground it to the battery? And when you say no, that's immediately the thing. It's like, oh, you didn't ground it to the battery. That's the problem. You need to ground it to the battery. And then it's like, no, that's not the problem. Oh, no, that's the problem. So to avoid all that, just ground it to the battery. That way, if you do have problems, which most of the time you won't, I mean, very rarely do we have any issues with F-150s, knock on wood, we don't. Is a 31-band graphic EQ just as capable as a parametric EQ to delivering a sound quality system? Yes, it's actually just as good. Okay, difference between parametric and graphic. Graphic 31-band EQ is 31 bands with a fixed Q, meaning the width of how much it affects the left and right of the center frequency, and a non-adjustable center frequency, meaning there's 31 bands, 1/3 octave, 1000 hertz, up and down, width is fixed, okay? If you go to a parametric EQ, it is an adjustable center, meaning most of them aren't going to be 31 band. Most of them will be like 10 or 15 bands because you can adjust what you want your frequency to be, and then you can adjust your width, meaning how much it affects left and right. That's what makes parametric EQs fun and equally annoying. I like parametric EQs because I don't have to work as hard. If I have a hill somewhere in my curve, I can pick the center frequency of that, go wide on the Q, and pull it down, and it fixes, say, 6 or 8 bands of adjustment that on a 31 band EQ, I would actually have to go in and pull each one of them down. The end result, same. Time spent, a little less. But there again, it also depends on what you know. Now, where a 31 band EQ kind of comes in handy, graphic EQ, is if you're using a standard RTA. You can literally line them up and pull them down. So if it's like 1000 hertz, there's a problem. You go over and you pull down 1000 hertz. If 1.6K, pull down 1.6K. 2K, pull it down. If they're at the same scale, you can operate that way. And a lot of the times, it's that simple. But there again, a parametric EQ now is what if you pull that frequency down and it doesn't change, even though, well, that's because it's not exactly that frequency and you may need to go left, may need to go right. It just depends on how crazy you want to get about it. We use both, and Alpine's is the Alpine 8050S, whatever it is. You can actually choose which one you want. It's actually 31 bands of parametric or 31 bands of graphic. You choose at the beginning and you go. Yeah. I just take my F-150 Raptor to Johnny at Loud and Clear here in Texas. There you go. Wiley, Texas. Let's go see Johnny.
You're welcome, John.
Torn between Audio Dynamics or Rockford Fosgate, 4x100 and 50x2. I think at that point it's really just going to come down to size. I think they're probably similarly priced. It's just going to come down to size and which one you think looks better. I think they're probably both pretty nice. Is the LC2i just as good signal or better than an aftermarket head unit to run a sub? We're talking about a high level to low level here. A high level to low level is not where the sound originates from. A radio is where the sound originates from. So think of it like this. If you're drinking water and you have two choices, out of a pipe or from the spring, which one do you want to drink out of? Now think of it this way. What if that pipe is connected to the urinal? All right? Because it's just a pipe coming out of a wall. You put a cup next to it, you drink it. That's what a high level to low level is doing. A high level to low level is taking that signal and making it something that you could use. Now, if it's piss water coming into it, it's going to be piss water going out of it. The only difference is it's going to be at a level that your amplifier can accept. Now, the only difference with an LC2i is that if there's bass roll-off in there, the bass roll-off can be repaired with the LC2i. Bass roll-off is when you're turning the volume up and the bass just stops at a certain point, but the mids and highs keep going up. That's bass roll-off. With the LC2i and the LC2i Pro, or any of the audio control LCs, you can fix that by adjusting those knobs on there. However, If the bass signal's not there to adjust, then they're not going to be able to, you can't make it better than what it is what I'm getting at. You can only push it just a little bit. So to answer the question, yes, an aftermarket radio or something that has a real preamp section like an Amp Pro or an AR or a Zen are going to give you way better sound quality than just going with LC2i. However, if an LC2i is all you have access to and you don't want to replace your radio, it is the best solution to retaining the factory radio and getting your best output at the moment. How do you feel about Audison speakers? Love them. I enjoy them a lot. I got nothing. We don't do a lot of Audison speakers here, mainly because their sound signature is very similar to some of the other brands we carry, and it's just kind of redundant. Now we do more Prima, because Prima is you can get a really good sound. You can get that Audison sound at a more affordable price. So, love your work. Dean, I got a 14 Accord running bit 10 with high level input from factory head unit, DRC and set up aux input, worth it for SQ or just RTA the current setup? Well, I mean, you're going to RTA both setups. You're going to RTA the factory radio because most of the time you're going to be running that. However, going aux input into it with some like a high level to like a high end, hold on. It's like if you have some really high-end stuff and you get like this high-end Bluetooth here, like the Moscone that has like super amazing Bluetooth, then yeah, going something like that into the aux would be really cool. Or if your phone, you have a standard iPhone or an Android phone or something like that, you're doing Tidal and you can sidestep the radio, totally recommend that too. So yeah, it's just yes, do it for sure, definitely do it. As far as the Pioneer PRS-80 versus the Alpine, which deck would you go with? Neither. I mean, if you need a CD player, pick one and run with it. But get a DSP, man. Get something that actually can do something, not something that's antiquated radio. I mean, I get it. Buy the best CD player you can get. They're both going to spin discs the same. If you want, pick one. What's up, Dean and Fernando? JL Audio also offers both types of EQ in their processor, parametric or standard. Yes, that's right, they do. In the JL, I use the parametric because there's only like 10 bands, 10 or 11. I don't remember how many bands there were, but there weren't a ton of bands, so I just use the parametric. When you have limited bands like that, the parametric is way better to use because you can just go through and adjust which bands you want and set it up. The Audison has like a 15-band parametric EQ, and what's neat about their parametric EQ is that it actually sets up with no bands. So you just add bands as needed. So you may only need to make 4 adjustments. Believe it or not, you don't have to touch every knob. You may only need to make 4 adjustments. You just click on the bands you want, make those adjustments, and you're done. Just because there's a slider doesn't mean you have to touch it. Is the Rockford Fosgate 404 and the 1005 has the same power minus the sub channel? That's kind of the idea. See you, man. Yeah, that's kind of the idea behind those is that, yeah, it's 400 by 4 and then like a 500 watt amp on the backside of it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I suppose it would be. Is there going to be a little difference? I mean, it's a bigger power supply in there, so numbers-wise, it should be the same, but there is always going to be a little difference because, you have one power supply doing the 400 by 4, it's all highs. You have one power supply that's much bigger that's doing the 500 watts for the sub and the 404 for the rest of the stuff. So, yeah, it could be a little different. I personally like doing in the Rockford, like the T-Series, I like doing the 404 and the 750.1. I'm not a big fan of the 1005. Regarding graphic versus parametric, you know if the audio control DSP will either get... So, I know. DSP will ever get parametric EQs. Asked their support about it with the bands, but never got an answer. The reason why you're never going to get an answer from them is because, honestly, they don't know. It's not a matter of, do they want to add a parametric EQ to it? Yeah. It was actually built under the idea of that it would have a parametric EQ. However, like everything else, you shoot for the moon, and then you end up with, something different. Do they want to add a parametric EQ to it? Yeah, why wouldn't they? Everyone wants. I mean, that's one of the number one things that people ask for is it to have a parametric EQ. Will it get one someday? Probably, but I don't know. You know, that's the one thing they talk about. You know, if you look at the software and the way it's designed, it's perfectly set up for a parametric EQ. So all we can do is hope. All we can do is hope. We know they want to add it at some point, but it's not like it's going to be any time in the near future if they do it, because talking about it is one thing. You got to remember, when somebody starts talking about something, it usually takes anywhere between 18 months to 2 years for something to actually happen. Okay? So it's like you can start talking about it now, but you ain't going to see it anytime soon. Hertz is made by Audison, correct? Yes, so it is all Electromedia. Electromedia is the parent company of Audison and Hertz. A lot of people refer to it as Audison Hertz, but yes, it's the same thing. Basically, there's two schools of thought there at this point now. They started, they were different in the beginning. Like Audison was power, and I think Hertz were speakers, and now it's like Audison is power and speakers, and Hertz is power and speakers. But they went two different directions, which I kind of like. So Audison I like to refer to as wine and cheese, and Hertz I like to refer to as beer and pretzels. Both fun and exciting.
Kind of like expensive beer and pretzels.
Well, there is expensive beer, man. And there's expensive pretzels. I've been to Epcot. I know this. And I always get the expensive pretzels. I love pretzels. Speaking of loving pretzels, we got a package the other day that we didn't know what it was, and I wanted to give the guy who sent it a big shout out. Fernando, could I borrow you for a second?
Yes, sir.
From your zip tie mania. The other day, we got in the Ground Zero stuff in that's going to be going for the Ground Zero build for Orlando. But we got another box in, and we didn't know what it was until after the show, and we opened it.
That's El Fernandez. El Fernandez
sent us these.
From California.
And he was really worried it would make it, but apparently it make it. So
it's like a canyon.
Anyways, he sent us 6 bottles of wine, which means Fernando just got 6 bottles of wine because I don't drink. So, and I have no reason to have it. But yeah, so we got in some wine. It is very awesome. I think this is probably one of the oddest things we've ever got.
Unique.
Which is really cool. But no, so he sent us El Fernandez from California, sent us 6 bottles of really nice wine, and it made it. And so
and I forgot to text him because he's like, as soon as you get it, text me. If they're complete, they're complete.
Yeah, so you and Gabby are gonna and the fam, you'll be able to head to the parties with like, hey, I have a red, I have a white.
Cheers.
So yeah. It's good, but tweeter in the rear. Is it good to put a tweeter in the rear door? Depends. Like, I'm gonna go no, but I put a coaxial in the rear door. I always just put a coaxial in the rear door, and then I usually cross it over at 10,000 hertz, high pass or low pass on it, so that I don't have to actually hear them. But there again, it depends on what I'm doing and who I'm doing it for. If they're a customer that wants rear fill, then no, I don't do that. Now, the problem I run into is that a lot of the times when you're doing a tweeter in the rear door, it goes up really high, which puts it closer to your ear than the tweeter in front of you. So it's like 12 inches away from you, whereas the tweeter in front of you is like 24 to 30 inches. No, I will not do that. I will not put that tweeter in that location because even if I angle it back, which the factory usually is, it just sucks. It's a bad place. I don't like it. Fernando, how many watts going to the Rockford woofer? Honestly, right now, we don't know. We got a bunch of amps we could try on it, so I don't know yet. We'll once that becomes a thing, we'll obviously, anytime we do something, we always keep you guys informed of what's going on. Wine country in California. Is it worth buying the Kicker CS 6.5-inch splits? Well, if you need components, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
You can always turn it into coaxial.
Not the CS. The CS is either that's
right?
the KS. KS can be coaxial or separate. Full cat integration. But yes, first Kicker. Powered by Pioneer. Amplifier. Which coaxial component combo would overall be better? That's a tough one. I think I want to say the KS because I know what the KS will do. That's what Haley has in hers, and I really enjoy them. but I also like the sound of those. But we've done both, and it's like, that's a tough one, man. I think they're both going to sound great. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I honestly don't know how to answer that and be like, because
political.
Not even be no. I don't know which one. I don't know which one you'd like, because I mean that's a tough call. They're both really nice sounding combination. I want to hook up a 4-channel amp to my 2015 Civic, but it has a factory amplified sound system. I want to bypass the stock system and run my own amp. What is my best option? Well, if it's a 2015, the first thing you need to check is make sure that it's not, which I don't think a 2015 is digital over copper. It's going to have a big black wire that plugs into it. If it doesn't have that, then that's actually variable voltage from the head unit into the amplifier. That's awesome, because then you can take the amplifier out, find out which leads are coming from the radio into the amplifier. They're going to be variable voltage. Get an amplifier that takes variable voltage input over high level, even though you'll be using it as low level. You know, to get an amplifier that takes like 10 volts of input into the RCAs, because they're going to take balanced, non-balanced into those inputs, as opposed to something that has a plug that plugs into it. So like the Rockfords do that, Phoenix Gold does that. There's a bunch of them that do that. Kenwoods do that. The Kickers do that. There's a lot of amplifiers out there that do high level, low level over the same RCAs. But yeah, that's that. How does the H8 DSP integrate into the factory system? That's honestly, I haven't played with the H8 at all. Like, we've had them in, we've never actually put one in. I don't know how that particularly does, but if it's like every other Audison product, it has the high level inputs and it has low level inputs, and you connect it that way. But I don't know specifically on the H8. It's on my list of things to get to later this year. What's the most power have you put on a set of Flax 3-ways?
Power?
I mean, what have we bridged onto those? I know we bridged the Morel onto them. Yeah. Didn't we bridge the Morel onto them? That's like 150, 200 watts.
Yeah.
Most of the time we run about 120 to 150 watts to them. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. You know what it was? It was the Jetta. The Jetta, we put the D6-1200 and we bridged that to channels 1 and 2 to the left, channels 3. That's 300 watts. 300 watts. Yeah, because the D6-1200, we made it a 4-channel amp and bridged half and half. So it's 600 watts. I'm sorry, 300 watts, 600 watts total. All right, so there you go. All right, listen, I got to help him now. He's finally to that point. So you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock. YouTube, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.